Goodness gracious me, the house is empty. The house is empty. Oh my God.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and share with your friends.
It's time to take an early retirement in the tropical sun for us. Why are we leaving? Well, there are many factors. We're detaching ourselves from material things and choosing instead to embrace memories. To live a simple, debt-free life in small town Brazil. That's the key. Small town Brazil. We have no interest in going to live in a mega city that dwarfs New York and concrete buildings everywhere. That's not our interest. Small town Brazil. To finally be a full-time artist in linen clothes and flip-flops. That's always been my dream ever since I was 18. And my father discouraged me from going to art school in England. And instead I chose to get into business. But you know, your passion never leaves your heart and your soul. So hear me on the cusp of 60 years old, giving up everything to pursue my passion. The lesson here is, if you or your children are passionate about something, don't postpone it. You have one life to live. Follow your bloody passion. All right. To escape the rat race and life of never-ending materialism and consumption. To try to get involved in something larger than myself. Example, make a small difference in the lives of young, underprivileged children as an art teacher or as an English teacher. Year-round warm weather, as I mentioned earlier. Friendly and happy people living a balanced life. A balanced life. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and realized that you were living a balanced life? For the most part, people I know, they live to work. They work 6 days a week like rats, have barely enough time in the morning and in the evening to spend with each other and their kids. Sunday's a day off, they're mowing their grass and this and that to make sure the neighbors don't give them a bad look, wash their car, what have you, and this and that. In Brazil, however, they work to live. They work 5 days a week, and then they live, and they do a whole lot of living. Almost everybody sings, almost everybody plays the guitar in Brazil. Happy, happy, happy people, because they're not working themselves to death. Brazil is a country of culture. It's a beautiful country with a blend of beautiful people from many nationalities. Tasty and diverse regional foods. No, Brazil has tons of restaurants where you actually sit down, you order a meal, they cook something for you and comes to you on a beautiful plate. And let me tell you, the food is diverse because Brazil is a big country, almost as big as the US. But nonetheless, every place you go, every region has its own unique culture and food, right? Let's see, an array of fruits, vegetables, and tropical flowers. I remember when I was in Brazil last, walking down a street and the whole street was lined with fruit trees. I mean, and I was saying, wow, what a fancy concept. Wonder why we don't have that in the States. Wouldn't that be a novel idea for any politician that's watching this, to line your streets with fruit trees, so that any passerby who wishes to reach up into the tree and grab themselves a quick meal, a quick healthy meal, will thank you and your generations to come forever. Brazil has some of the best beaches in the world, and this is no exaggeration. I have been to 27 countries so far in my 59 years of life. I rank the beaches in Brazil #1. There's nothing anywhere else in the world that I've seen, anywhere else. And I've been to many beachy countries. Brazil has the #1 beaches. A beach to me is where you go and you look behind you and there's nothing but palm trees for hundreds of miles up and down. You got big rocks and boulders jutting out from the tree line into the water. The sand is white. The water is turquoise. You can actually see your feet and you can see, 10, 15 yards in front of you, you can see everything. Music that you never get tired of listening to. Have you listened to samba and other South American beats? Let me tell you, your soul begins to dance. You want to move. Watch these people move their hips and shake their bodies. And, you know, music and rhythm lives in these people in Brazil. This beautiful blend of beautiful people in Brazil. So the music is something you never get tired of listening to, even if you don't speak the language. Brazil is a huge and ecologically diverse country. Huge, huge and beautiful, beautiful landscapes and nature. My wife and I have a desire to buy a little Volkswagen Beetle, an old one. I have fond memories of those cars, so does my wife. A little stick shift, no computers, no nothing. Nobody's going to hold you up to steal your car because it's a relic. Nobody wants a relic these days. Everybody wants new stuff, right? So we want to buy one of those things once we get to Brazil and spend a year or two traveling all over South America. It's a huge continent, many countries. We would like to check them all out. And why not, right? I also have a desire to learn Portuguese in addition to the 4 languages that I already mentioned to you. I expect myself within a year to speak enough Portuguese to say, hey, I'm fluent in 5 languages. If I can do it, you sure as heck can do it too. My desire is to learn how to play the guitar and serenade my wife in her native language of Portuguese. You know, Spanish is beautiful. Yes, it's beautiful. But Portuguese to me, maybe because I'm married to Elci and I listen to it all the time for the last 5 years, Portuguese to me has a sweeter sound. I look forward to learning Portuguese for that reason and serenading her in song, you know, and look and wait to see her eyes well up with tears perhaps, knowing that I've made that sacrifice and effort to please her, like she does me every day, non-stop, all day long. That's South American women for you, by the way. Unless you screw up, then you're in real trouble. This one is another very good reason we're going. Almost free, high quality government healthcare, plus awesome private healthcare if you prefer that, in addition to. You know, I've been in America 35 years. Elci's only been here 6 years or so. It's a shame for a highly developed country like ours that has trillions of dollars and billions of dollars to burn on all kinds of nonsense overseas. When are we going to help people that live right here, citizens with free health care? Americans, we Americans, tax-paying citizens, we deserve free health care. It's a basic human right. The US dollar currently, the US dollar, $1 goes 5.5 times as far in Brazil, actually 5.35, I checked yesterday, Brazilian reais. So $1 equals 5.35 Brazilian reais. So any couple with a recurring retirement income, listen to me guys, if you're a couple with a recurring retirement income, whether it's from Social Security or rental properties or a business you can run online or something like that, right? Can live in small town Brazil. Again, the key word is small town Brazil, for less than 1,000 US dollars a month, all inclusive. That 1,000 US dollars for a couple is going to pay for your rent, your utilities, your internet, your cell phone, your grocery bill. You don't need to have a car because public transportation is awesome and you've got Uber and all that all over the place. 1,000 US dollars a month does all that for you. And lastly, this is hilarious. People tell me, hey, aren't you worried about crime in Brazil? Hey folks, when was the last time you checked the murder rate in America? We are a nation that I think we may be the #1, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of murder rates all over the US. Cities where it's not uncommon for 1,000 people to be shot dead in any given year. You multiply that by the number of cities all over America. So you've got plenty of people being shot to death right here in America, but we talk about crime in other countries. Come on, guys. Yeah, if you're going to be a fool and you're going to be flashing your Rolex and your fancy logo shirts and your fancy sneakers, and you know, you run around with your cell phone camera, you know, in front of people, yeah, you're asking to get into trouble. You're asking to get in trouble. You know, of course, people there don't have as much money as here in certain areas, and they're looking for opportunistic fools. Don't be an opportunistic fool, right? So that pretty much sums it up. I hope this has been informative for you. If you like this kind of content and you're considering maybe doing what we're about to do, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, ding, 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 so you get notified every time we put a new video out, and share this with your friends. Because 10% of everything that we make down there, we're going to give to charity, and we're going to post about it. So your support to us actually will not only help us, but help other deserving people like kids from orphanages and kids of drug addicts and what have you down there. Thank you so much. Namaste. Amen. Sat Sri Akal. Shalom. Ciao, ciao.
Pepi, Elci, I wish y'all luck going to Brazil, and we've enjoyed your company while you've been here. You be safe and spread this good cheer you got going on with everybody else.
Oh yes, we are about to leave. Brazil, here we go!